My constituent, Gemma Chappell, and her sister, Rachel, know that pain all too well. Their great niece, Maya Chappell, was cruelly murdered by her mother's new partner in September 2022, aged just 2.5 years old. The case shocked the community of Consett in my constituency, as well as communities in Shotton Colliery, County Durham, and across the North East. That Maya was a treasured little girl. She had family, friends, and an entire community who loved her and who looked out for her. And despite her tender age, she touched the hearts of everyone she met with her huge smile, infectious laugh, and friendly nature. She was full of life, mischief, and personality. She loved cake, playtime, and Peppa Pig. Although it's a privilege to remember Maya here in Parliament, it's with a deep sadness that we are here today, because this much-loved little girl was failed so terribly by those who were supposed to protect her.
Can I thank my honourable friend for this excellent speech? And like all people around Durham, I've been deeply touched by Maya's case. And when I first heard about it, I have to admit, I asked myself, is it the case that guidelines have been incorrectly followed, or is it the case that we do indeed need a new law? And I think she's making that point excellently well. And so would she accept me putting on record my support, both for what she's doing and for the family, because that's what this place is about. It's about being a voice for people like Maya.
Thank you for giving way and for bringing this really important debate today. Maya's story is a tragedy that has touched many people across the North East, and I'm pleased to support the family's campaign. And as you mentioned there, one of the key asks from the family is that disclosure information is given about wider caregivers. However, when looking at the serious case reviews into child deaths, the recurrent theme is what you've just been mentioning, that agencies haven't worked together as they should. So does the Honourable Lady agree with me that for this law to be effective, there needs to be a laser focus on ensuring that statutory agencies work together, genuinely work together?
I would like to congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Blaydon in Consett, for securing this debate and for making such a powerful and moving speech. And I also want to pay a personal tribute to Gemma Chappell and her family for launching Maya's Law campaign. I think we've already accepted the right to know can prevent abuse and murder in domestic and sexual violence cases. This is for adults. Surely it's now time for Parliament that same protection and those same safeguards should be extended to children who cannot speak for themselves. And does my honourable friend agree the key aims of the Maya's Law campaign, a child risk disclosure scheme, mandatory multi-agency safeguarding protocols, and new powers for professionals to raise alerts and trigger family court interventions would represent a vital step towards a genuinely progressive safeguarding approach?
To put it simply, Minister, in each of these cases, reports are produced and will almost certainly cite lessons learned, as was the case with Maya. What the family and myself are calling for is for those lessons to be put into action. And as Gemma Chappell says, let's make that phrase mean what it should. Not the end of a case, but the beginning of change.